log in?
Not yet.
Okay, go ahead and do that. All right. Whoa. You want to go under your thing? So, there you go. Okay, all right, here we are. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing? As good as us? I don't know. It's a pretty beautiful day here in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
The new home of Touch Education, and we're coming to you live from our version of Shangri-La here in the home of Frankenhouse. We wanted to take a moment this morning and just kind of let everybody know what we've been up to. It's been a few months or a little bit over a year since we did our last Facebook Live. And our last one was, sort of self-care in a pandemic. So we've done that in the meantime. And we went ahead and moved to Ohio in the meantime.
Yeah.
So kind of a big jump in our life and moving forward with what we'd like to bring to the world. For those of you that have been online with us and have followed us over the years, you know that Touch Education is the educational company side of what we do. And what we're going to do here in Ohio is we're officially launching, as of this morning, our therapy branch of Touch Education. Nicole and I have reached a point in our careers where we have a bit of freedom, right?
Yeah.
You're not locked into the 40-hour-a-week job.
Right. That's a big reason for the move.
Yeah.
Change.
Yeah, for us to get free, and we've taken the chance to accomplish our dreams and turn them into realities. So we were able to turn the page and close that book and open up a new one, and that new book entitles us, or allows us to push into the therapy that we want to provide for people and help them understand what's possible in their wellness journey. And we want to help you take your next step in your wellness journey. So for those of you that are in the tri-state area, or Cincinnati's about a 4-hour drive from a good chunk of the population, and for those of you that are in the southern United States or out west, there's an airport here that you can fly to. So you can come see us for that too. So what I think would be a good idea is, before we get too far into this, let's tap into some Nicole time and just kind of find our center and find our middle, and then we'll share the information with you, the exciting information about what we have coming up.
We're going to do a grounding exercise?
might as well.
Okay,
We're
let's do it. All right, so thank you so much for joining us. Scott already says nice shirts.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, and they say, I don't know if you could see it all, but they say trauma stay. The the trauma in me recognizes the trauma in you.
And yes, they'll be available soon.
And Raymond's here too. What's up, guys? So wherever you are right now, just go ahead and come to the edge of your seat so that your sits bones are kind of solid on the edge of your seat, and your feet can be solidly planted on the floor. Just kind of tune into those sit bones and pay attention to your spine. Where's your spine in relation to your pelvis? And see if you can't just kind of align your spine so that you're sitting straight up. Your head is stretching to the sky. And just close your eyes for a moment. Take a nice deep breath through your nose. And then as you exhale, just focus on all those points where your body is supported. The bottom of your feet, your bottom, maybe the surface of your hands if they're lying on your knees. And just find a space of stillness and connection here. Take one nice deep breath. Slowly open your eyes as you exhale. We are grounded and centered.
Beautiful.
We're good to go.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you. So, for those of you that don't know, and for those of you that forgot, I'm Matthew Howe. This is my beautiful bride, Nicole Howe. We have been massage therapists, professional body workers for going on 21 years each. We actually met in massage school, so combined we have about 42 years of experience clinically, practically, holistically, and with integrity. Mm-hmm. You know, what we are about to talk about is partly sourced from our path to get to this point. What we have liked about and what we've enjoyed about being in the massage and bodywork profession is being able to help humans human better. And it took us a number of years to find that statement and ethos, so to speak. But what that allows us and what that gave us the ability to do as we moved here to Cincinnati was look at what matters to us. Who can we help and how can we help them? With the skill set that we have, that who can we help and how can we help them, that spectrum is just, it's massive. Mm-hmm. So what we want to do is we want to flip that question back on you and ask you how you think we can help you. What are you facing? What are your health and wellness challenges that you're dealing with right now? And where do you want to go? You know, that everybody comes to the table, everybody comes to this space at a different point in their life, at a different space and time. Coming off of COVID, people have pushed into fitness and health and wellness, and some people have not. And this is, you know, we're broadcasting to you from a judgment-free zone while our dog decides that it's time to play with her stuffed burrito. So there's going to be a little bit of noise. Would you like to go over there and procure the burrito?
Can I have that?
Thanks, Roxy, for showing up in that part. She has been a big piece of our mental health because she just kind of keeps things fresh and fun. But what we wanted to bring to you today is a little bit of a conversation about what we do, what we want to do, and help you understand how we're going to be able to help you. So what we do is we bring all the different styles of massage. And in the world that isn't massage therapy or professional massage therapists, you hear deep tissue, Swedish, Ashiatsu, stone massage, reflexology, all of these different names and brands and things come out. And once the door closes in a treatment room, the professional massage therapist has this giant NASCAR trailer sized toolbox that we can draw from to help you. So when in traditional massage in years past, somebody might come in and say they need deep tissue. They want deep tissue, or they were told deep tissue is what they need, or, you know, insert any modality, whether that's lymphatic drainage, or that's visceral manipulation, or craniosacral therapy, or shiatsu, or Reiki, or fill in the blank, right? Why, as professionals, would we limit ourselves to, I'm only going to use metric wrenches, when we know there's a whole bunch of standard wrenches that fit the specific condition? So what we're going to bring to you is, yes, we have all of these tools and all of these certifications and all of these modality trainings, and we teach a bunch of approaches to massage and bodywork. But what we want to begin offering our patients is a patient-centered approach. We can look at your specific issue, yes, in a small Western medicine, let's reduce it down to the smallest piece. But we have the skill and ability to also take a look at how that smallest piece is impacting the whole but we also understand how it impacts at all the different levels of organization. So that's what we want to bring to you in our therapy, but that kind of all starts around this whole conversation of stress. And I know for me, the stress of moving my entire world and family to a different city and state was stressful. But a little bit. So, but early on in the process, I began to recognize that there was a difference between stress and excitement. There was stress in the excitement, but I chose to embrace the excitement versus choosing to focus on the weight, gravity, and the never-ending to-do list. That's a simple example of choosing what stress to focus on, right? Because there's indigenous cultures all over the world that don't even have an understanding of stress, let alone a word for stress. So let's take the ability and let's take this time right here, right now to look at what is stress? What stress is impacting your life? Like when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that kicks into your brain of I got to do today? Or what's keeping you up at night? Or what's waking you up in the middle of the night? Or what's keeping you from being able to go to sleep? Right? What's chewing your stomach up?
Is it chemical? Is it physical? Is it mental?
Right. All the different types of stress there can be positive and negatives to each. It just kind of depends on your perspective. So when we look at stress, people tend to think work-related stress, home-related stress. There are illness-related stresses and pathological conditions that bring stress. And we can have types of stress that can be erosional stress. Like that's the stuff that just kind of wears you down day by day by day by day by day. In an example of erosional stress, I can give you one right off the top of my head, is driving in traffic. Okay? So moving from Orlando to Cincinnati, I haven't used my horn one time to honk at somebody to get the hell on. So by that move, I have reduced that version of erosional stress. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still erosional stress when driving because, there's cell phones and people that don't know how to drive. I don't believe that it will ever be as bad as our drive through Toronto for Scott and Raymond, our Canadian friends, and any of the northern friends of ours. I don't even understand how Toronto functions as a city with the traffic coming out of there. It was ridiculous. But I digress. That's erosional stress. You can have professional stress, right? You got to have TPS reports to turn in, and you have deadlines to answer to, and fulfillment deadlines. And if you're in an industry where you're dealing with supply chain issues and delivery issues, or if you're in the hospitality industry and you're dealing with service-related issues, that's really heavy. That kind of stuff will both professionally and erosionally impact you, right? One of the things that you hear occasionally in the terms of the pandemic, we talk about comorbidities. This isn't about only having a single type of stress. And it's not like those different types of stress only have a single kind of impact on you, right? You can have the professional stress that overlays with the erosional stress that sits right on top of your nutritional stress like a bully.
Yeah.
Because
you may not be eating right because of your work schedule.
Right.
I experienced that with my traveling job. Just especially during the pandemic, stopping at 7-Eleven wasn't really appealing. Mm-hmm. So I found myself not drinking enough water, not eating meals until I got home, and that made an impact on my nutrition. I think a lot of people will grab, because they're so busy at work, they'll grab the fast food option or the bag of chips or whatever's in the vending machine, just to get something in there so they can keep going.
And I'll throw my hat in that ring. I'm Snickers and mango powered. Like, that's pretty much what I run on. Mostly mango, to be fair, when available, but the occasional Snickers is more convenient. It's easier to grab than, making a bowl of fruit to take with me for the day.
And it really satisfies.
It does. Keeps you from going all Joe Pesci or Betty White on people, right? So you have those different types of stress. You can have the erosional stress. You can have situational stress. You can have the anticipatory stress that never even shows up.
Right.
Right? That's that internal dialogue of all the stuff and all the situations that you're trying to deal with before they ever happen, and they never happen. And you're just eating that stress. Right? Maybe it's the stress of consuming the media. Right? Hopefully we don't get blocked for saying something like that. But, if somebody's just living on this diet of consuming the media, that's stress. Right? And so you have these different types of stress that are very negative. But there's also positive stress, like doing Sudokus or crossword puzzles or reading, to engage your mind, to engage your brain, to cause a little bit of stress in your brain to keep up with neuroplasticity. And, we all know that nerves that fire together wire together. Can you build new neural pathways? The positive stress of working out and exercise, right? Exercise doesn't have to be you have a gym membership. It can be you take your dog for a walk twice a day. It could be you go up to the park and you do a couple laps at the park. You could even throw in some friend time and say, hey, I haven't seen you in XYZ. While the weather's still sort of nice, let's meet up at the park and walk around. Go for a hike. Yoga from Adrienne won the internet last year. Yeah. Because it's simple. It doesn't have to be crazy. But if you don't move and you don't challenge your body in gravity, at least a little bit every day, your body's going to begin breaking down. The very popular thing going around in circles right now, at least in our world, is this concept of lymphatic drainage in the lymphatic system. Well, if you don't move it, you're going to lose it. The example that we saw was the idea of an aquarium, right? If the filter's dirty and the pump's bad, doesn't matter what you do to the water, those fish are going to die. Your body's the same, right? To our friends in Florida, it's the same thing with a pool. Or if you live near a lake that's stagnant, right? So we want to encourage you to understand that there can be positive and negative stress. Now, the world that we live in, and that's kind of the whole idea behind the shirt, is we specialize in treating people that are surviving with traumatic stress. And traumatic stress is stress that can be that erosional or situational or physical or mental or emotional or chemical that reaches a level of overwhelm. Right? That means the stress has reached a point where your biology said, we're done.
Can't handle it anymore.
We have to go into protection mode. So the blood, biologically, the blood gets pulled away from your GI tract and sent out to your muscles and sent to your heart so that your brain can respond and your body can respond to this imminent threat or this perceived threat. Right? Back in the day, it was a saber-toothed tiger. Now it's that little alert that keeps kicking up on your phone that makes you pick up your phone, that makes you stare at your phone, that makes you dive into your phone instead of paying attention to the world that's going on outside. At what point does that phone addiction become traumatic and overwhelming to the wellness aspect of your life? Right? Is the phone the first thing you grab in the morning before you even open your eyes to be grateful for the fact that you got a chance to wake up?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do with our practice is we're going to start offering Sunday support sessions. And these Sunday support sessions are going to be for friends and family, and it's going to grow beyond Sundays, but this is where we're starting because we have the space to be able to do this. So thanks, Tracy. The Sunday support sessions are going to employ everything we've learned. Between the two of us, you're probably looking at somewhere between 30 to 50,000 clinical hours providing massage therapy. We've seen a lot. You know, in the last 14 years of me traveling and teaching and meeting massage therapists around the country and teaching the body work for post-traumatic stress disorder classes, seeing and hearing what they came into the classroom with, and then over the years following up with people and hearing the amazing help that they've been able to provide people. Drawing on those experiences, drawing on Nicole's experiences working in hospice, and hearing stories of kids who still have hope. And there's a bunch of adults out there that don't even know what that means. Living the fast food lifestyle, just eating stress every single day, and not being able to spend time with their grandkids because they're not healthy enough to move, right? Or being too tired at the end of your workday to do anything, right? Maybe you're a long hauler. Maybe you had COVID and you never bounced back. Maybe you have chronic pain, right? Maybe you're surviving with post-traumatic stress disorder, right? Maybe some no good, very bad, awful shit happened to you in your life. Trauma stay, right? The trauma in us recognizes the trauma in you. This isn't an apples to apples scenario. This is, we've got a skill set and we can help you. So how can we help you? Well, there's a range of things. You know, massage therapy is pretty much spoken for at this point as its ability to help people bounce back. But what I want to start with before we get into the different aspects and tools of how we can help is we're going to meet you where you're at. Right? We can't go any further forward or backwards until we figure out where you're at. So we're going to spend time to talk to you, right? You're going to have an intake form that you have to fill out before we see you. And then when we get you into the treatment space, we're going to sit down and we're going to have a conversation about you, with you. What got you here? How did you make it this far? Where do you want to go? And it's going to be an honest conversation, because a sugar-coated turd is still a turd. This isn't about false hope. This is about real hope. This is about integrity, authenticity. This is about resiliency. Because you can't get better in the environment you got sick in.
Right.
And there's only so many things that we can change in the world that's external to us. So that means we have to focus on the world that's inside of you. That's what we do. That's what we've been doing for the past 21 years. That's what we're experts in.
Yeah, and we're really excited to be adding vagus nerve specific treatments, lymphatic drainage. You know, the vagus nerve is an important part. You can jump on the Google machine or DuckDuckGo, whichever one, if you want to get tracked, and do some research into the vagus nerve. How important is the vagus nerve? You know, spoiler alert, right? Very yeah.
important.
Yes.
And we're gonna sit down with you and go through our poster and show you what that means to your biology. Right? Whether you're coming from the mind, body, spirit side or the biopsychosocial side, we got you. We can help you understand you. And we can take the resources that you have available now and develop a treatment plan that are results driven, patient centered, and trauma informed. We're going to be able to help you take those next steps on your wellness journey. And it may take some time, right? This may be, okay, we're choosing the marathon, right? Are you here to feel well, get well, or be well? Well, if you choose be well, you're choosing, I'm committing to a long-term plan, and we got you. If you just want to get a little bit better because you kind of got this nagging thing, we've got you. If you want to come in and just forget the world exists and that's the therapy that you're looking for, we absolutely have got you covered. We can use traditional massage techniques like Swedish and deep tissue, and we can use advanced techniques like functional movement, visceral manipulation, lymphatic drainage, the microcurrent, and the vagus nerve specific protocols. Craniosacral therapy, the integrative nature of craniosacral therapy. We can take you through a journey that shows you how you work, how you can work, and we're going to send you home with homework.
That's a huge piece. Like, a lot of people don't realize the impact the stress is having on them until it's kind of shown to them that this is how you can feel. Like, this is what a relaxed brain feels like. And then, you know, if I've been there before, I can get there again. You know, so it's really impactful for a person who feels kind of helpless. Roxy's whining. It feels kind of helpless in their stress. Why is my body going haywire? Why do I all of a sudden have all these allergies or bloating or autoimmune issues? You know, it's stress's impact on the body. And once you learn, there's things that I can do to take my power back and find this serene space to claim it, even for a few minutes. You know, that gives your body the chance to do the inner work that it needs to do, the cellular cleanup, the fluids, all that good stuff. Right.
You know, the thing to remember is, if we say you can't get better in the environment that you got sick in, we want to make sure that you understand you're all the way down to a cell, a single cell of the organism is either going to be in growth or protection. It's not going to be in both. So if you can take into consideration you're trillions of cells big, and stress has kept you at this low grade level of, you're always in the fight, flight, freeze, full, or faint response. You're always defending and protecting. There's not a lot of time to recover. There's not a lot of time to bounce back. And one of the things that Nicole said is, we want you to come in with the whys. Why am I feeling this way? Why has my digestion gone bad? Why? Bring all the whys. Because we've got the hows. It's because of the why.
The answer to why, in most cases, is inflammation.
Yeah.
It's in one form or another. It could be in your brain. It could be in your gut. It could be in your eyes.
Yeah, inflammation becomes ossification. So if you've got these things that have been nagging for years, that's low-grade inflammation. I'm not a doctor, I'm not diagnosing you, I just understand how the body works. So with our therapy, it's going to be about 90 minutes long, is the blocked out time. You're going to get around 60 to 75 minutes of actual hands-on time, because we're going to build into each session intake, an assessment, right? We're going to assess where you're at, because jumping into treatment without an assessment, you don't know where you started, so how are we going to know where you ended? How are we going to chart your progress? So you're going to get intake, you're going to get assessment, you're going to get treatment and therapy, and then you're going to get an evaluation. We're going to have a conversation when we're done so that we can help you understand how you feel, right? If you've never experienced true relaxation, or it's been years since you felt comfortable in your own body. Maybe you've never felt comfortable in your own body. And then you finish the session with us and you're like, I don't really know how I feel. That's kind of the goal. Because how are you going to feel something new unless you push into something that you don't know?
Which is why you're going to get homework.
Which is why you're going to get homework.
Yeah.
We're going to give you specific homework to help you learn how to human better. Right? And it could be something as simple as, we want you to drink more water. Or we would like you to start a journal. We would like you to pick music that makes you happy and listen to it.
Spend some time outside.
Yeah. 42 years combined in our own wellness journey. We've nailed down a few things that work across the board of helping people. And we're going to bring this to the table. So when you come in, the therapy could be, we're going to take you through functional movement, and we're going to help you understand how your body is supposed to move. And then we're going to provide the therapy, and then when we're done, we're going to get you up and we're going to have you move again, so that you can see how that shoulder moves now versus how it moved before. And then, wow, you just took your first step towards taking all the other steps. Maybe it's you don't know the difference between sleep and rest. We can show you. So this is the opportunity for you to set up time with us. This is there. You can go to the website, www.toucheducation.com, and there is a link on there for an appointment request. Right now, we're going to be slotting people into places because we have to control the schedule pretty tightly. So it's a request for an appointment. So you fill out the intake form and you're going to get a phone call from us, and we're going to have a quick little chat, and we're going to figure out what's best and where you fit, and then whammo. If you're not in the tri-state area, we're also going to offer 10-minute consultations, right? Chances are we may have somebody in your area that we've trained, at least on some level, maybe not to what we're doing, but on some level, that can at least begin to get that ball moving, right? Get some momentum.
Yeah, and if you have any loved ones or friends that you know are really struggling, send them our way. Send them this information, because they may not even know that help exists. They've probably tried everything else. They've gotten the injections and they've done the surgeries, and they're just still kind of stuck in this hopeless space of this is life now, and maybe it doesn't have to be.
Yeah. In our experience, we've treated thousands of people that have run out of options, and then they found a solution. So like Nicole said, if you've had the surgeries and they didn't work, if you did the shots and they didn't work, maybe they worked a little bit, maybe you tried PRP and it worked really awesome for about 8 to 10 months. If your body isn't ready to come out of that stress response into the recovery response, it doesn't matter what the therapy is.
Right, that's a great example of why deep tissue doesn't always work, because you know, your therapist is grinding their elbow into a painful spot. You're holding and tightening. Your body is not going to integrate any kind of change that therapist is trying to make, because it's in a guarded response. Your body can only be in healing or guarding. It can't dance on the line. It's in one or the other. That's why relaxation is so important. Downgrading that brain from being up here to chilling out.
Yeah, and we've got all the tools, all the charts, all the posters, all the things to specifically sit down with you, go through your history, and then show you what that looks like through our eyes. Meet you right where you're at and help you take that next step towards your wellness journey.
And we know there's a lot of people here in the greater Cincinnati area that really need our help, and we're so excited to be here for you.
So come find us. You can find us on the web. Like I said, you can go to our website, toucheducation.com. You can find Nicole on Instagram, or me. Just find us on the social medias. Facebook or Touch Education is usually the handle that I'm under, or Matthew Howe. She's under a couple different flags. Nicole Howe, and Self-Care with Nicole Howe, and
My Self-Care Daily.
Yeah.
And also The Well.
The Well. That is, The Well is going to become Touch Education's therapy branch. So the whole idea behind Touch Education is just simply that. There's plenty of people out there that do massage, and they're doing a great job. What we offer is beyond massage therapy. We're offering you touch education. We want you to understand the role that touch and how you are touched matters. And we can help get you there. So we'll kind of step aside and see if anybody has any questions or anything like that. We'll say good morning to everybody.
Yeah, So,
Does anybody
Carrie
have any
joined
questions?
us, and Cindy joined us, and Lisa joined us.
Tracy.
Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
She says good morning. Candy joined us. Candy, we haven't talked to you in a long time. She loves the idea of homework. She said the client is an active participant taking on responsibility for their own wellness.
Yeah, that's a great point. We're here to work with you, not on you.
Yeah.
This is an integrity call, and this is gonna scare some people. Well, it's okay. We still got you. But we have reached the point where in order for you to get well, you have to play an active role. Right? You go to the doctor, they give you stuff that works on you. Pills, lotions, potions, surgeries, medical interventions. We're going to work with you.
Right.
To help you learn what might I be able to do to adapt my nutrition? What might I be able to do to increase my movement? How do I pay attention to the message that my body's telling me instead of being numb to it or ignoring it? Right? If you get a headache and you take a Tylenol and it magically goes away, that Tylenol doesn't magically know that you have a headache. So we'll sit down with you and help you figure out why you're getting your headaches. Roxy, it's okay. She's our empathic dog,
Yeah.
and she doesn't like when we talk excitedly about things. So she's over here to the side. So she's saying hi too. So our therapy is going to be open to humans first. But we are not opposed to working with cats and dogs. We're sticking to mammals. You know, we're here in Cincinnati, the home of Fiona, the hippo. So if we get a chance to work with Fiona, we're going to throw that out there too. Cincinnati Zoo, we got you. We're here for you.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, but we're comfortable and ready to work with individuals. We're going to open this up to couples.
Families.
Because a lot of times it's hard to heal alone. So if you've got somebody who's your ride or die, that couple could be your spouse or it could be your best friend. We're going to open this up to families. Roxy, that's enough. Thank you. I love you. We're going to open this up to families so that the familial healing can happen. Right? Because if you want to do this as an adult and you've got kids, why not bring your kids along for the journey? Right? If you teach your kids how to handle stress in a healthy way now, they're going to bring that to their spouses. They're going to bring that to their partners. They're going to bring that to their families. What a gift.
Yeah. And kids have a lot of stress too.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, in the pandemic world, everything going on, having homeschooled for a year.
All the social
now
media
having
pieces.
The stress of going back to school and the uncertainty of everything going on. So we definitely have we have the skills for the pediatric wing as well.
That's her superpower. So we invite you, reach out to us. You know, if you have somebody that's maybe you're not ready to take the nesty plunge, so to speak, but you've got some friends or family that you think would benefit from even just doing a consultation with us, send us their info. Send them our info. Be the connector. Because as of today, this operation Helping Humans Human Better is officially underway.
Yeah.
In the treatment capacity.
And thank you for all of you, all our friends that joined us. We love you.
Yeah.
We miss you, and we hope to see you real soon. Our little tour of the U.S. is going to kick off here in a couple weeks. We're going to start out in Florida, so we'll see a lot of you soon.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing classes, and if you'd like to learn something and you're a layperson, reach out to us. And we'll get you scheduled for 2022. But for the rest of 2021, this is about helping you. So we're here for Nicole. I'm Matt, and the little squeaky dog over here in the corner, Roxy. We appreciate all of you, and we thank you and we love you, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Promise Day. Bye, guys.